All right, welcome back, members of the jury. Hope you had a pleasant evening. Hope you had a good morning. We plan to go through the rest of the day. I'll give you a lunch break when the time feels about right. If you need a break for any reason, please let me know. All right, where we last left off defense, we were at your cross. Yes.
I know this is going to be a little bit of a repeat of yesterday's testimony, but it's necessary to I'm sorry. I know this is going to be a repeat of yesterday's testimony, but it's necessary to transition into a new area of territory. So I want to be sure that when we take a look at Defendants 2H, that's the user audit trail for you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you agreed that on the last page, which has the dates of June 23rd, there's no indication that you looked at any of the other 14 videos other than Alejandro Eleazar, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so the user audit trail will capture every video that you have looked at, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. And
Sure.
yesterday, we introduced into evidence.
I'm sorry, sir. My chair. I'm gonna fix my chair real quick.
I'm sorry?
The wheel keeps falling off it. Yes, sir.
So, you would agree with me that you testified yesterday that the items on USB disk Defense Exhibit 120 included all the device audit trails, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm gonna illustrate one of the device audit trails. If I can get this pulled up. And this is one of the audit trails on USB drive Defense Exhibit 120. And let's see if I can enlarge this. Alright, this is an evidence audit trail, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's, the uploader is Travis Thompson, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, and this tells us on entry number 5, need to get new glasses, Judge, that the time that it was uploaded was at 5:25 in the morning, correct?
That's what it looks like, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright, so no one could have looked at that video before 5:25, correct?
I'm not sure, so I guess. Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't know?
I've never looked. This is the first time I've ever seen this, sir.
Okay. So even though, well, let's take a look at this. What does it say here? Document generated 6 June 2024, 12:09 by, who's that investigator?
Detective Soto.
And who's that?
That's me, sir.
Okay. So is this the first time you would have ever have looked at it over a year after the fact?
I don't recall seeing this specific.
Okay, that's not my
document, sir.
question. Is this the first time you would have looked at it a year after the fact?
I just don't remember seeing this, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't.
so that's not my question. Is this would be the first time you would have looked at this after the fact, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So let's take a look at, there's this column here that says user.
Yes, sir.
System means that the Axon computer system makes a tag over here, correct?
Yes, sir. Looks like that.
And when it says Officer Thompson, this means that he docked his camera and he was transferred up into the cloud in the Axon web-based system, correct?
That's what it looks like. Yes, sir.
Alright, and would you agree with me that all videos are retained for at a minimum of 180 days, right?
Yes, sir.
And if the video is not tagged, it stays there indefinitely, correct?
I believe so, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so you understand that Officer Salinas, his first body worn camera video, you never retrieved, correct?
I don't understand. What do you? I'm not confused. You mean from when he first arrived, or?
He had 3 videos. He turned his camera on and off 3 times. You agree with that, correct?
I believe so, sir. Yes.
All right. And you never recovered the first video that he uploaded, correct?
I believe we had an issue with getting one video. Yes, sir.
Okay. So the answer is that the issue means that you never retrieved it, correct?
I think it was from before he got to the call. That's why I remember we had problems with it, so I didn't see that. I didn't get that one. No, sir.
You failed to retrieve it, correct?
If that's the one, I did not get it.
All right. And so you just admitted that if it's not properly tagged, it's in the system forever, correct?
Sir, all this Axon stuff. I don't know all the rules and regs of all this
Okay,
stuff. I'm sorry,
so-
sir.
Is the correct answer to my question, you don't know the answer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So if I were to submit to you that if the system does not tag a video, that it's still in the Axon database somewhere, I represent to you that that's true, what steps have you taken to try to find that missing video?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, I think we got with some of the officers that work in the Axon that work with those videos, and I think they were able to find that video. If that's the one you're talking about.
Okay, so if they were able to find it, then I should have it, but I don't have it.
I don't know. I thought there was a video that was missing that was from like a prior, I guess right before he got there. I can't remember, sir.
So I'm going to represent to you that I believe it was a Nathaniel Villalobos video, and also Alejandro's video had a recording from the previous call, and they incorrectly failed to turn off the camera. So the previous call and the current call were recorded. You understand?
Yes, sir. I remember that. Yes, sir.
All right. Did you make any effort to determine whether that's what happened with Jonathan Salinas' first video?
I guess not, sir. I don't remember getting that one, so no.
Okay, so since you failed to do that, that's another failure on your part to properly investigate, correct?
I just didn't do it, sir.
All right, so let's go through this process some more. Let's see. Captain Van Geffen looked at this video on the 23rd, 6/23/16. Well, I don't think it indicates that he looked at it. It just says that he accessed it, correct?
Yes, yeah. Looks like he accessed it, sir.
And he buffered it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he streamed it at 6:32:42, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And at 6:32:42, did you make any documentation that you spoke with him?
I did
at
not,
that
sir.
time? So you cannot truthfully tell this jury that you spoke to Captain Van Geffen at this time?
I don't remember. I could have been talking to him. I don't recall, sir.
All right. And so Sergeant Wattis accessed this video at 7:05, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it looks like he streamed it for the first time at 7:05:46, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you were in the process of taking Eleazar Alejandro's statement at that time, correct?
I was, sir, but like I said, in between times, I was walking around and talking to people. I could have saw it with these guys also. I just don't know.
Okay. So you have no proof whatsoever that you did that, correct?
No, sir, I don't. No.
And you incorrectly told us you took detailed notes yesterday of the body worn camera viewings with other detectives, but you finally admitted that the written notes that you had don't address body worn cameras at all, correct?
I did not take him of viewing the body cameras, no.
All right. So if we continue looking on all the entries of June 23rd, would you agree with me when we take a look at the users' names? It looks like box 32, it jumps from June 23rd and September 13th, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so would you agree if we scroll up from 32, and I'm gonna keep the little hand cursor there, we don't see your name, Detective Soto at all, do we?
No, you're correct, sir.
All right, and if I were to do this with every single device audit trail, you would agree with me, unless you want me to show to the jury, you would agree with me that not once do we see your name on June 23rd for any of those people, correct?
I would agree, sir.
All right. Now, just to be sure, you said that the officers were entitled to a full, fair investigation, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that means finding all the evidence, good or bad, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't know what exculpatory meant before yesterday, but you agree that includes exculpatory information.
Yes, sir.
All right. And one of the things that you kept on saying yesterday was, I have PC, I have PC. You remember saying that?
Yes, sir.
How many times do you think you said that?
Probably a lot, sir.
A lot, probably
Yes, sir.
20 or 30 times?
Maybe so. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, would you agree with me that patrol officers, when they make the decision to arrest someone, all they need is PC, correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. But even though a patrol officer, all they need is PC, when they write their report in what's called Mark 32, which is the computer system, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me pause for a second. Tell the jury what Mark 30, 40,
Mark
43
43?
is. Yes.
It's the system we use that where the officers generate reports and they'll submit the systems and they'll be uploaded.
All right. And would you agree with me that all patrol offense reports are routed to the follow-up unit?
Not all, but they're supposed to be. Yes, sir. Eventually they get there.
Okay. So if it's a serious felony, it's routed to a follow-up unit, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, and the reason that it's routed to a follow-up unit is the department expects a detective in the specialized unit to investigate to determine whether more needs to be done on the case, correct?
Yes, sir. It's part of the investigation. Yes, sir.
All right. So you would agree with me that you're required to do more than just determine PC, correct?
In general, once I get probable cause, sir, I can explain to you. That's when I'll move on and I'll do what I think needs to be done in the case.
All right. Let me unpack what you just said, because what you just said doesn't make sense to me, and I'll explain why, and I'll ask you to explain it back to me.
Yes, sir.
If all you're required to do is determine PC, would you agree that once you walk the warrant, then your job is over?
No, it's not over. No, sir.
Okay. So you're not saying that once you determine there's PC, that your job's over. You're still required to investigate, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that includes telling your supervisor, as shameful as it may be, as embarrassing as it may be, look, I was wrong by making this arrest. I learned new information that takes away my mistaken belief or assumption that the shooting was not justified, right?
Yes, sir. If I felt that way, yes.
Okay. And so when you acquire new information that shows that the officers were in imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death, you would have been required to report that to your supervisors, correct?
If I would have felt that way, yes, sir. But yes,
And
sir.
did you ever report that to your supervisors?
No, sir.
Did you ever report to your supervisors that upon further review that Alfred Flores, the back of his head was 3 to 5 feet away from the window?
No, sir. I did not.
All right. And you agree that when we go through the videos, we see that the hammer, when it struck the window at 20207, was within 3 to 5 feet from the back of his head?
I don't know exactly if the hammer was. It was about 5 feet away. Yes, sir.
All right. And you never reported that to your supervisors, did you?
I did not directly go tell them that. No, sir.
All right. Now, if I understand understand correctly, from your testimony, you consistently applied judgments based upon your perspective of what was reasonable for the officers, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you understand that's not what Chapter 9 of the Texas Penal Code says, correct?
I based it on what I believed was reasonable, sir.
Really? All right. All right, so would you agree that Section 9.33 of the Texas Penal Code says a person is justified in using force or deadly force against another person to protect the property, to protect a third person, if under the circumstances as the actor reasonably believes them to be, and I'm going to pause, and you understand that the actor means, and if they can stand up one by one, Alfred Flores, Eleazar Alejandro, and Nathaniel Villalobos. That's what it means by the actor, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And it's what they reasonably believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's not what you believe, right?
I just
Your Honor, I would object. Again, counsel's coming close to evading the province of the jury. He's also misstating as the statute that he's reading, which is the court's, is a reasonable belief. That is the issue. He is invading the province of the jury.
I'm just impeaching his testimony when he falsely stated that the statute requires his belief. And I'm entitled to impeach that false impression to the jury. I didn't elicit that false impression, he did.
Your Honor, it is an objective standard. Counsel is leading the witness to.
And this is cross-examination.
All right, I'll let you rephrase that, recognizing it is an objective standard.
You would agree that your subjective belief is not the same as a reasonable belief objectively, correct?
correct.
All right. And then the statute goes on to say, under the circumstances as the actor reasonably believed to be, the actor would be justified under, it says, section 9.31 to 9.32, in using force or deadly force to protect himself against the unlawful force or unlawful deadly force he reasonably believes to be threatening the third person he seeks to protect, right?
Yes.
So if he had a reasonable belief that Melissa Perez was threatening deadly force, and it turns out that the hammer was a Nerf hammer, that wouldn't be these officers' fault for having a reasonable belief that she was about to strike someone with a deadly weapon, right?
Right. It was what they believed and perceived at that time, yes.
So if an officer faces a suspect that pulls out a toy gun that's an exact replica of pick any weapon you want, whether it's a Desert Eagle 50 caliber or a Glock, if it's an exact replica but it's a toy gun and the officer believes it's real, he would be justified in shooting, correct?
He believed it was real. It's his belief.
Alright. So, when you said, from your perspective, that's an incorrect application of the law, correct?
All I'm saying is, from the video and the evidence I've watched,
Sir,
I don't believe it was reasonable what they did.
sir, it's not your belief, it's what's reasonable, correct?
But I'm just going by what I can look at. That's
So,
it.
answer my question. It's not what you believe, it's what's reasonable from an objective standard, correct?
It's reasonable.
I withdraw the objection to where counsel's going now.
I'm just stating that from the evidence I had, That's why I'm saying I believe it was unreasonable.
Are you telling this jury that you had all of the evidence and all of your evidence was correct?
Of course, I did not see all the videos.
Okay.
You told me, you said every second of every video.
You answered my question.
Sure.
You answered my question. I'm gonna move on to the next question. You have triggered a lot of thoughts, but I will go on to the next question. Did you take into account that Eleazar Alejandro had responded to a previous homicide where the manner of death was committed?
Objection, Your Honor. Outside the scope of this hearing is going into a different matter. May we approach?
Yes.
I believe I was asking about how you only looked at it from your perspective. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you do any follow-up interviews with Maria Salinas to ask her what she would have done at 20207 if she had the ability to fire?
Objection, Your Honor. What Officer Maria Salinas would have done is not an issue for this jury.
That does suggest, Your Honor, that it's a reasonable, that'd be a reasonable officer. If she would have done the same thing, I think that's what we.
She has given
we
us-
Lobo thinks that's right.
She has given her statement, which has already been admitted into evidence.
And the state hasn't called her, and her statement was very limited, and if you only look at what you want to see and have force blinders on, you're not going to fully explore what's relevant. Now,
All
a
right.
reasonable officer.
We,
I'll let you ask it, but you gotta rephrase that.
All right. In your affidavit, you said no reasonable officer would have fired at 20207, correct?
Yes.
And Maria Salinas witnessed what was happening at 20207 and what transpired beforehand, correct?
Yes.
And you never asked her whether she reasonably believed that Eleazar Alejandro's actions were justified or reasonable at that time, did you?
I did not.
All right. And you did not ask, and Travis Thompson was standing right next to Eleazar, correct?
Yes, sir.
He was right at the rail, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you did not pull his video until November 6, 2023, correct?
Correct.
And you would agree with me that he was 6 feet away from the window that Melissa Perez struck at 20207, correct?
Yes, I would agree.
And he was 6 feet away from Melissa Perez at 20204 when she was standing in front of the TV, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he witnessed her run from the TV to the couch and back to the window, correct?
Correct.
And you would agree with me that in his video that he flinches,
That, I mean, I'm pretty sure he did from all the gunshots.
and he also drew down on her, correct?
I'm not sure, but I think he probably, yes.
All right, and did you ask him whether, when Eleazar fired at 20207, whether that would have been reasonable and justified?
I did not.
objection, Your Honor, again, same issue as with Officer Salinas. Officer Thompson's body cam footage is admitted into evidence. His statement is admitted. That's the objection.
I don't know what the objection is. That's not a legal objection.
It's argumentative, and it's improper question for this witness to ask those officers' state of mind.
It's not argumentative, it's either a yes or no. Either he asked or he didn't ask.
All right, so I'll let you ask just that particular question and then you move on.
And just to make the record clear, I don't think Thompson's statement's been admitted. We prefer that it was, but I don't think it has been.
Okay.
And I believe that since the state has made an issue of it, that it should be admitted at this time. And I would ask time to have it produced and marked so I can proceed to examine this witness. May I approach the court?
Yes.
state would agree if it's hearsay. We'd agree though if they agreed to Officer Soto's report also hearsay also coming in.
No, we're not gonna agree to that.
Okay, then it's hearsay.
Well, Judge, they already thought it was in evidence, so they obviously didn't have an objection to it. He told the court that the statement was in evidence already as a reason to object to what Mr. Cifuentes was asking.
Which is not a legal objection, Your Honor. I was in error, made a mistake, but the statements themselves are contained in Officer Soto's report, which has been marked and has been used for both direct and cross-exam.
Well, that's an admission then of a party opponent. He's telling the court that it was in evidence, therefore it was relevant, then it should come in. He was telling the court that it's relevant because it's in evidence, and now he's saying it's inadmissible because it's hearsay, when you've been offering everybody else's statements that were hearsay?
I know the statements that came in without objection of the defense. They wanted their own client statements in, but as to this report of this officer, it's hearsay.
All right, I'll sustain the hearsay objection.
All right, you would agree with me that Travis Thompson's video corroborates that the hammer hit the window at 2:02:07, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it corroborates that at 2:02:04 that she left the TV, ran to the couch, grabbed the hammer, and charged the TV, charged the open gap in the window, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it corroborates this all happened in less than 3 seconds, correct?
Yes, sir. Real quick.
And it corroborates that she charged aggressively, correct?
She's running to protect her home. Yes, sir.
And just to be sure, you did not ask Travis Thompson whether had he been in Eleazar Alejandro's shoes at the moment of 2:02:07, in the exact same position, whether he would have fired. You did not ask
Objection.
that question, did you?
Objection, again, goes to the invading the province of the jury, and it's and it's already been, asked and answered.
Judge, the answer is no. And so the whole
And
idea
now
is.
counsel is testifying.
Judge, I respond to the objection. The answer is no. Therefore, he is not actually going into anybody's mindset because the detective did not follow up and interview anybody. So the answer is going to be no, over and over and over again to every question Mr. Cifuentes is asking, which is pointing out the failure of his investigation, not trying to get into the mind of anybody else.
All right, so you can rephrase that question.
Did you ask any officer who was present on June 23rd, 2023, 6200 Old Pearsall Road, between the time period of 2:02:00 to 2:02:15, whether they would have fired as these officers fired, seeing what they saw?
I did not.
Alright. Before you obtained a warrant, did you consult with any use of force instructors at the San Antonio Police Department?
I did not.
Alright. At any time before you submitted your offense report, did you consult with any use of force instructors at the San Antonio Police Department Academy?
I did not.
Alright. Did any of your supervisors, the sergeant, the lieutenant, or the captain, suggest that you consult with academy supervisors or academy instructors?
I never received that direction, yes, sir.
Alright, and I'm not sure how many fellow detectives assisted you in the investigation. How many fellow detectives assisted you in the investigation?
The only ones I know of, like all the ones that took statements for sure that day, and then maybe later on,
Okay.
going out to the scene.
Well, let's look at your prosecution guide and count, every time you see a new name, count out loud 1, 2, 3 until you go through everything, okay?
Yes, sir. Okay, so when we say the names, or just go down and count them out?
Did you count the number?
Yeah, let me see here. I got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 detectives assisted that.
Alright, did any of those 13 detectives tell you to look into the matters that you have admitted to yesterday and today that you failed to do?
No, sir.
Alright, so would you agree that they were required to assist or help you since this was your first officer involved shooting?
They were assisting, but I'm just answering. They did not say that.
They did not say that.
Right.
But would you agree with me that they're expected to assist you, correct?
I think they were assisting the best they could.
Alright, and would you agree that if they're assisting the best they could, but their best wasn't fair, that it's whether they did their best, if it was short of being fair, it wasn't fair to these guys, right?
So, yes, in your opinion, yes.
Alright. And you would agree that any police officer is taught never to assume that a person only has one weapon, right?
Yes, we gotta. Yeah, we always gotta make sure that they don't have anything else.
Alright, and I'm gonna represent to you what we see on Officer Ramos' body worn camera is that at 1:40:14, Melissa Perez is at the front door, when Salinas and Ramos were trying to kick the door. You recall that, right?
I don't. Can I see? Yeah, you guys have it. I can look at it, or.
Okay, so you don't remember?
Well, I just
seeing that?
refresh my memory, sir.
Okay,
That's all
well,
I'm saying.
refresh your memory, but my question is, do you remember seeing that?
And I want to know exactly what time. There was a lot of footage, sir.
Alright. I'm playing, I believe this is gonna be Officer Robert Ramos' video. I'm sorry, I meant to play Officer Rojas' video, so let me pull that up.
Please open the door.
Alright, so I'm starting it at 1:40:01, and I'm gonna let it play a little bit. And I'm gonna ask you, if you don't mind, to notice where she is at 1:40:14 and what she does at 1:40:34. Okay?
Yes, sir.
0140, 0140.
Melissa. He's right there by the door, bro. Oh, she put like a chair on their way.
Yeah, but you got no word. You got no right to shut my door down.
Put a chair in there. 1:40:34.
You think you could open the single?
Alright, would you agree with me that she rapidly goes to one of the back bedrooms?
Yes.
Alright, and you agree that what we later see is that, before this point in time, she has no hammer, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's brought it in yet. Yes, sir.
Alright. You think, or do you know?
I'm just telling you, I don't think she's introduced it yet. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, it sounds like you're unsure about what the evidence is.
No, the hammer, I know it was a hammer. I'm just saying, at this point, I don't think she's introduced the hammer yet.
Okay, so you know that at 1:40:37, she has no hammer. You know that's a fact, right?
I can see she didn't have a hammer. Yes, sir.
Alright, and you know that after she runs back, she comes back with the hammer. You know that, right?
Yeah, we can let
Okay.
it play and make sure, but yes.
So, you would agree with me that the evidence shows that she went to go get a tool at that time, correct?
Yes, that makes sense. Yes, sir.
And you don't know what tools were in her bedroom, wherever she got the hammer from, because the CSIs didn't search it, right?
We did not take into it. No, yes, sir.
So you agree with me, you don't know what other tools were there, correct?
I do not, sir, no.
So, would you agree with me that when you testified she would never let go of the hammer, you were assuming that she had no other blunt instruments that she could have used as a weapon, correct?
At that time, I figured she had no other instruments to use. Yes, sir.
But that was an assumption, correct?
Yes, sir, it was.
And that assumption is contrary to what reasonable officers are trained to expect, that someone will always be armed, correct?
We have to maintain safety. Yes, sir. Expect unexpected. Yes, sir.
Alright, so it's within the realm of possibility for a reasonable officer to believe that even if she threw the hammer, that she might run back to her bedroom and grab another blunt instrument that could be a deadly weapon, correct?
Objection, the question has been asked and answered.
Has not been.
He asked the same question previously, which the officer answered. He then
It's a
added extra
different question.
details.
I'm entitled to an answer. This is
Overruled.
cross-examination.
Overruled.
Please answer my question.
Of course, you always assume the unexpected. Yes.
Alright.
So there could have been anything in that house.
So it was reasonable for officers to believe that she may have rearmed herself with another weapon, even if she threw the hammer, correct?
Of course, you can assume that. Yes, sir.
Alright. Alright, your command staff knew that this was your first shooting, right?
I'm pretty sure, yes, sir.
And you would agree that if your command staff was competent, they would have, done what all investigators have, which is on-the-job training?
I believe they're competent and we did the best we could that day, sir.
Alright, and so they would have overseen what you were doing and see whether you were engaged in any omissions or errors, correct?
Of course, sir, they're there watching over, yes, they're watching everything.
And were they watching over you?
Well, they're making, they know what's going on, sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So when you have used the term "we" did this, we did that, would you agree that if, in talking about the "we," there were failures to do certain things, since you agree those failures eliminated or omitted the totality of the circumstances, the "we" includes the command staff of the San Antonio Police Department.
Well, we work together on this case, sir. Yes, sir.
So the failures,
Our unit, the homicide unit,
the
sir.
failures in this case includes the "we," which includes the entire homicide office, correct?
That's your opinion, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm asking you.
Well, yeah, we all work together on this, sir, yes, sir.
So when you fail to do something and you've used the word "we," you're admitting that "we" includes your supervisors and fellow detectives, correct?
Yes, sir, 'cause we work together on this, yes,
All
sir.
right. Now, just to be clear, you turned in this report sometime in September, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so July, August, September, that was probably 3 months.
Yes, sir.
And in 3 months, you had a chance to review videos over and over and over again.
Yes, sir.
And you had a chance to interview a bunch of witnesses, correct?
Yes, sir.
And even though you had 3 months to investigate, you admitted that you didn't know which officer shot Melissa Perez before getting the warrant, correct?
Yes, sir, we had to wait for ballistics.
And you didn't watch all the body worn cameras in their entirety prior to walking the warrant, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if we were to look at the body worn cameras and the audit trails for each device and your user audit trail, would you agree with me that if we were to carefully analyze all those audit trails, there would be no proof that you watched all 15 videos from beginning to end? You would agree the audit trails would reveal that, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you agree that you did not direct CSIs to search for other tools at all, correct?
Yes, sir, I agree. Yes, sir.
And you agree that the CSIs didn't take any measurement or height distances, correct?
Yes, sir.
You agree that you admitted exculpatory evidence in your prosecution guide, correct?
There was some stuff I should have put in there, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and that was exculpatory evidence, correct?
There was some stuff, yes, sir.
All right, and you agree that you didn't mention Alexis Tovar statements from the interview in your body worn camera where Melissa Perez stated she was an aggressive person, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you incorrectly stated in your prosecution guide twice that Alejandro could not see Melissa Perez when he fired, correct?
Yes, sir. We know that yesterday, yes, sir.
All right, and you agree that to this day, 2 years after the fact, you didn't recover all the bullets, correct?
We went back in a year later and we got what we could get out of the wall.
Sir, that's not my answer. How many shots were fired?
A total of 16, sir.
All right, and how many bullet fragments were recovered?
I don't know off the top of my head, so I have to look at all it, look at that, put on that.
Okay, well, would you agree with me that you recovered less than 16 bullets?
I believe that's correct, sir.
All right, so can you agree with me that you didn't recover all the bullets?
I believe there's one we could not recover, yes, sir.
Okay, well, didn't you only recover 6 bullets?
I know there was an issue with one of them in the wall that we could not get out. That's the only thing I know that we could not recover. I know there was bullet fragments and things like that, yes, sir.
All right, so if you don't remember, that's okay. I want you to tell me you don't remember, but would you agree with me that it wasn't a case of just one bullet missing, there were a bunch of bullets missing?
Well, yes, sir. They went everywhere in the house, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so there's about 10 bullets that you didn't recover, would you agree?
Yes, we did not recover everything.
Alright. You did not measure the distances from one room to the next, correct?
We did not.
You don't know why, the candle that was in Santos De La Rosa's room was extinguished when it was photographed, do you?
No, I do not know.
Alright. You didn't use the Leica scanner the first time or the second time that you went to search, correct?
Yes, we did not.
And you admit that the Leica scanner could have created a 3D model, and because of advances in calculus and mathematics, you could pinpoint one location inside the 3D model and compute the distance to another point in the 3D model, correct?
You're correct, sir, yes.
And because that wasn't done, we don't know the distances that we've been talking about throughout this trial, correct?
Correct.
Alright. And you would agree with me that none of the officers were allowed to look at the other officers' body worn cameras as required by law, correct?
Yes, sir, I did not tell them they could. I just didn't say no yet, yes to either request.
Alright.
I didn't tell them they could look at any of their officer's body cam, yes, sir.
And the jurors, I hope, took good notes, so I'm not gonna go through the details, but you admit that there were a lot of events that were part of the totality of the circumstances that officers could take into account in deciding whether at the time of firing it was reasonable to fire, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you left a lot of those details out in both your warrant and prosecution guide,
There are
correct?
details left out, yes, sir.
Alright,
But you know, like I said in the probable
alright,
cause.
you answered the question. And you did not create notes when you reviewed the body worn camera, correct?
I did.
And you did not create bookmarks or write comments in any of the audit trails, correct?
I did not, sir, no.
And none of the detectives did that, correct?
I don't know who did it. I think there were someone did it. I don't know who did it.
Alright, so, you had 4 months to do all of these things. You had the luxury of 4 months in your office, without any stress, without anybody threatening your life, without you being concerned about being shot or beaten up. You had your time to review things over and over again. Would you agree that you had a lot of time to decide whether the shooting of bullets by these 3 gentlemen was reasonable in the
Other cases also.
Sir,
but yes,
sir, answer my question, don't be
I-
evasive.
I'm not, sir. I was just letting you know that I'm working on other cases in
I don't
between
care
there.
whether you
You're
were
making
working
it sound
on
like
cases. You
Uh-huh.
had plenty of time
I'm
to
gonna answer your question.
review a decision that they had to make in 8 seconds. You would agree with that, yes?
I'm gonna answer. Can I answer your question?
Can you
I'm
answer
answering
yes
your
or
question,
no?
sir.
One at a
Answer yes or
time.
no.
Sir, I'm trying to put in perspective so they understand. You made it sound like I'm only working on that
Sir,
case, sir.
it's a yes or no answer. Okay.
Repeat it.
All right, let's throw you a bone. Let's say that 2 hours out of the day you could only work on this case in only 2 hours. That would be a fair question, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you had 2 hours a day and you had 3 months, that's I'm a little bit slow because I'm getting old, but that's 180 hours that you would have had to look at this case,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
So you had 180 hours at a minimum, to look at their decision to fire in 8 seconds, correct?
Yes, sir.
And even though you had 180 hours to look at their decision to fire, you still missed a lot of information, correct?
There's still stuff that yes, sir.
All right.
You can't get everything. Sometimes you just there's not everything. You just don't
And
get
you would
everything.
agree with me that whether this jury believes that you botched this investigation, you want this jury to believe you did the best you could, right?
Yes.
And you want this jury to believe that even though you may have missed a lot of things and even though you tried the best you could, you put together what you believed in your mind was a reasonable investigation, right?
There are variables in all investigations. Things happen. New information comes up. It's a evolving thing. So
Okay. But
In my
could you-
mind, I thought he did a good investigation.
Alright, but even though you think you did a good job, you're willing to admit that after 2 years, there's a lot of things you didn't even consider, correct?
Of course, in every investigation, there's gonna be things and new stuff arise, yes.
Alright, absolutely.
Judge, we just have to move around a little bit. Do you want to do a 5-minute break, or do you want me to just kind of shuffle here? Because we have to use technology, but I promise it's going to be organized and fluid.
Does anybody on the jury require a break? All right, okay, let's take a short break.
All right for the jury?
Welcome back, members of the jury. Defense, we're in your cross.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Tom Bispin. This gentleman's name is Christian Newman, and we represent Sergeant Alfred Flores.
Yes, sir.
I ask you some questions, same sort of general understanding. If you want me to repeat it or you don't understand it, please just let me know, okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So I'm gonna pick up pretty close to where Ben left off, talking about the first time Melissa Perez approached the window at 2:02, let's say 06, and Officer Alejandro first discharged his weapon. Remember that part?
Yes, sir.
And I'm a visual guy, and so we're gonna do a lot of this visually. So I won't give you a timestamp and be like, oh geez, where's that? We're just gonna look at it, all right?
Sounds good, sir.
All right. Before we look at it, I just wanna be on the same page with you about what apparent danger is, okay?
Yes, sir.
Apparent danger.
Yes, sir.
And the jury's heard a lot about it, but I want your testimony, you tell them. A citizen, an officer, has a right to react, if it's reasonable, to apparent danger, the same as if the danger were real, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna read you the definition of apparent danger. You tell me if you agree with it, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
A person has a right to defend himself from apparent danger to the same extent as he would had the danger been real, provided he acted upon a reasonable apprehension of danger as it appeared to him from his standpoint at the time. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, sir. Sounds right.
Bailiff, can you turn the elbow on for me, please? It's wordy, so I'm gonna put it up here and let you read it on your screen there, Detective.
You want me to read it out loud, sir?
Sure.
Okay. Person has a right to defend himself from apparent danger to the same extent as he would had the danger been real, provided he acted upon a reasonable apprehension of danger as it appeared to him from his standpoint at the time.
Okay. And that is the definition of apparent danger as you understand it.
Yes, sir. As I
All
understand.
right,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Mhm.
So, can we switch to the HDMI source now? Thank you. Thompson. All right, so I'm showing you what's in evidence as Travis Thompson's body-worn camera. In this image, we see is something we talked a lot about, right? We see Alfred Flores in the middle climbing over the rail. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. We see Officer Alejandro standing at the rail. We see his arms up on the rail. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then we see Officer Villalobos over there discovering in that moment the door is not unlocked. Correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. Now, let's focus on the window here at 2:02:06. From this vantage point, is Melissa Perez visible?
No, sir.
Okay. From this vantage point, can we see that Officer Alejandro's eyes are clearly above the rail and he is clearly focused on whatever is going on inside that apartment?
Yes, sir.
And can we see that Sergeant Flores cannot see what's going on in that apartment? His face is turned, let's say, 90 degrees away from the window.
Yes, sir. He looks like he's maybe looking down as he's climbing over
Okay.
the rail.
Anyone here, Chris? Thank you. All right. What do we see appearing in the middle of the television there?
Maybe right over. Maybe I can't tell if that's your head or not.
Okay, let's go one for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
now go
yes.
one back. Okay. So we know that to be Melissa Perez's head, correct?
Yes, sir.
Officer, and I'm going to ask you these same questions so we can kind of get into a rhythm here, but Does Officer Alejandro have his weapon out?
Looks like not at this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Alfred Flores see what's coming?
He doesn't see it, no sir.
Alright. Is Nathaniel Villalobos this millisecond later still got his hand on that doorknob?
Yes sir, appears so.
Alright. Next frame, please. Okay, now we see the left arm of Melissa Perez around the TV, correct?
Correct sir.
And we see her head approaching the window, correct?
Correct.
Is it fair to say everybody's in the same position they were in the previous frame?
It looks pretty much the same sir, yes sir.
Alright. Except Melissa Perez is closer, correct?
Yeah, she's moved a little bit closer, yes sir.
What is the timestamp that we're looking at here?
20206.
So we are still inside of the same second, that the only thing changing here is Melissa Perez's position.
Yes sir.
So in law enforcement, we call that compressing the distance, right?
Yes sir.
All right. The officers are not compressing the distance between Melissa Perez and their position, correct?
Correct, so they're the same spot they were at.
Melissa Perez is in sole control of that distance, and she is the one compressing it, correct?
Yes sir.
She is also compressing the time an officer would have to react to whatever she is going to do as she compresses the distance. Is that correct?
Yes sir.
All right, next frame, please. Okay, now we see Melissa Perez. Has she gotten a little bit closer?
Yes sir.
Has she started to raise her left arm?
The left arm appears to be moving upward, yes sir.
Okay, is anything in her left arm?
I don't see anything in her left arm, sir.
All right. Are all of our officers in the same effective position that they have been up to now?
Yep, little slight movements, but pretty close, yes sir.
Alfred Flores still can't see what's coming.
He's still coming over, looking down, yes sir.
Officer Alejandro is focused on whatever this threat is coming towards the window.
Yes sir. He appears to be looking in the window, sir, yes sir.
Okay, next one, please. Actually, go back one. No, that's good. Go two. Sorry. One more. All right, this is more or less the same. What's the timestamp on this one, Detective?
20206, sir.
So still 1 second has not passed yet, correct?
Correct.
But in this very short amount of time, we see Melissa Perez advancing very quickly towards that window, correct?
Yes sir.
All right. We see her left arm. It's come up a little bit more. Can we see what's in her right hand yet?
No sir.
All right. Next frame, please. All right. Now, we see something start to peek over the TV, but the limitations on body cam make it blurry. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You want to go back one more frame?
back.
Yeah.
You want me to come up
Look,
and
I
point
can
it
see a
out?
little. I can see a little something there, like a little smudge or something. Yes sir.
And the little smudge is this, correct?
That's yes sir. That's what it appears to be.
Melissa Perez has a roofing hammer in her right hand, correct?
Correct.
Now, before we couldn't see it because it was behind the TV, but now we see she's starting to raise it.
Yes sir. Appears
All right.
that way.
Now, her left hand, it's changed positions too, hasn't it?
Yes sir.
It's come up and it's straightened out in front of her, hasn't it?
Yes it has.
Has Officer Alejandro drawn his weapon yet?
It doesn't appear so.
Mhm.
I can't tell.
Has Alfred Flores turned even more to be facing farther away from the threat?
Yes sir. He's facing now almost the opposite direction.
And down at the bottom of the screen, we see Officer Villalobos' feet. He's in the same position, correct?
Yes sir.
All right, next one, please. Actually, go one more. All right, this is my favorite one, Detective. What does Melissa Perez have in her right hand?
It appears to be that hammer, sir.
What is her left arm doing?
It looks like she could be trying to brace, maybe, to grab the wall. Not
She's
sure.
in this position, correct?
It appears that way, sir. Yes sir.
All right, this position.
Yes, yes sir.
And you would agree, and I think you have, but with the visual, you would agree, it would be impossible for any one of those officers watching this to know exactly what Melissa Perez is about to do with that hand.
It could be hard to determine, yes sir.
It would be impossible.
We don't know what's in her. Yeah, they don't know what's in her mind, sir. Yes.
To me, the position she's in looks like when Olympians throw a javelin. Have you ever seen that sport in the Olympics?
Yes sir.
They run, one hand is out straight and the other one's here.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
I've seen that. Yes, sir. I believe I've seen that.
And it's very similar to this with a hammer, correct?
It looks very similar. Yes, sir.
So anyone could have a reasonable belief that she's about to throw that hammer.
Yep. Looks like it could be. Yes, sir.
Again, objection, Your Honor. You cannot testify to that. It is the province of the jury.
I don't think that question's objectionable. I'm not asking him to opine on the ultimate issue. I'm asking an objective question.
I'll overrule.
You can answer.
It looks like, yeah, she's winding up. So yes, sir.
All right. Now, you could also be winding up to come through that window like we saw with Jonathan Salinas, correct?
Could be the same action. Yes, sir.
She could be winding up to use that hand to brace on the wall and come around the corner like she did with Jonathan Salinas, correct?
Yes, sir. It's hard to predict. Yes, sir. She
I
could-
agree.
Yeah.
But a situation where apparent danger is presented, the standard is just a reasonable apprehension, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, next slide, please. Now what do we see Melissa Perez doing with the hammer? It's kind of tricky. Even in the super slow pro, it's tricky to see.
Yes, sir. I can't really tell right there, sir. No.
Has the hammer come forward from a cocked back position to coming up to the window?
It's kind of blurry there.
Let's do this at the next frame.
Oh, yeah. I can see it. Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go.
Yes, sir.
So we see she has accelerated the hammer. What's the timestamp right now?
2:02:06.
Still haven't had 1 second pass.
Correct.
Not 1 second. And that hammer has accelerated all the way forward towards the window.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see if Officer Alejandro has drawn his weapon yet?
Yes, sir. It looks like he has.
Okay. So after the Olympic javelin position, now Officer Alejandro is starting to produce and orient his weapon. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Alfred Flores' head is now directly, the back of his head is now directly facing where Melissa Perez has run up to the window. You
Yes,
agree?
he's facing the opposite direction. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. The next frame. All right. Now we see very clearly Officer Alejandro has gotten into a firing position. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
May I demonstrate, Judge?
Yes.
And officers are trained to use both hands on the weapon for that firing position, correct?
Correct, sir.
So he has gotten a stance. What's the name of this stance?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of it.
Isosceles, right?
Yes, sir.
You make an isosceles triangle, you orient on your target, and the weapon goes forward, correct?
Correct, sir.
Officers train at the firing range hundreds and thousands of rounds a year to use this technique effectively, correct?
Correct.
All right, so we see Officer Alejandro has produced his weapon. What do we see coming out of the window?
Glass.
Glass. Can you describe the glass?
Looks like shards of glass.
Okay. What are those shards of glass doing?
Looks like they're coming toward Officer Alejandro.
Okay. Are they also coming towards the back of Officer Flores' head?
From this angle, I can't tell, but if there's as many coming out, it's possible. Yes, could be some that would hit him.
Does having an impact make a human being blink or react?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Does having a cloud of glass shards flying towards your face make it hard to see what a hammer may or may not be doing on the other side of that cloud of glass?
Yes, sir. It could impede the vision.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can we even see the hammer or what it's doing at this moment because of the glass shards?
I can barely make out something. I'm not sure what it is, but you're correct. It's kind of blurring the picture.
Okay. One more, Chris? Or is that the last one? Okay. But so, what's the time count on our timer here now?
2:02:07.
So we've now finally made it 1 second.
Yes, sir.
So at this point, Officer Alejandro fires his weapon the first time, correct?
It looks like yes, sir.
So you would agree with me, from the Olympic javelin to this moment is only a split second.
Yes, sir.
And he had a split second to decide how to react to that speed of Melissa Perez compressing the time and compressing the distance into that position, correct?
Yes, sir. It was very quick. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, thank you. May I approach the court reporter, Judge?
Yes.
Will you bring up the first slide for us, please? Yes. Can you go back to that spot? No, I'm gonna have you read it once you get there. Tell me when you're ready, because I gotta ask some questions first. This is just a bigger one of that. Can you just read that and see if it's the same?
It's the same.
Okay.
Except for the here and there's like two words.
You can't?
Yeah, I think we might have talked over each other. Anyway, there's the same.
Okay. In this one, the window, and then you can't?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll put it up. All right. Detective, this is Defense Exhibit 109. Do you remember looking at this exhibit and discussing it with Mr. Goss, I guess, 2 days ago?
I believe so.
All right. His focus was on the door and the locking mechanism of the door. That's what he wanted to talk about, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Bailey, can you switch to the elbow, please? All right. Again, I'm a visual guy, so we're going to read along as the court reporter reads back that line of testimony. Okay? If you could, please.
Okay, question by Mr. Doss, in the middle of the question. Especially when we look back up here at 109, Sergeant Flores is actually in the same position that Salinas was in when he got hit with a candle, right? Answer, yes sir, I can see that, yes sir. Question, okay, and then let's talk about this door, right? So the patio, so that patio door that we see in 109, so that patio door that we see in 109, that patio door, answer. Can I say one thing though? From where, when he was firing, you can see on body cam, she's actually like almost in the hallway of her apartment. Question, well that's answer. I'm just saying that's why you can't compare it exactly to Selena's situation in the window, you can't.
Thank you. Do you remember that, Detective?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I just we're gonna focus in on this statement. And if you recall, again, I'm a visual guy, you kind of had your hand in your elbow and you pointed at the TV screen and you pointed like this at the TV screen. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Okay. And you said, can I say one thing though? From where, who is he referring to?
Sergeant Flores.
Flores?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when Flores was firing, you can see on the body cam, she's actually like almost in the hallway of her apartment.
Yes, sir.
That's a sworn testimony to the jury.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Bailiff, could we go back to the, thank you. Go to Flores. Okay. I appreciate Chris very much. Okay, so we were looking at 109. We see this is Flores' position, okay? And your testimony is when he fires, Melissa Perez is almost in the a couple times for the state and also with Mr. Goss, distance matters, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I'm gonna represent to you about 3 weeks ago, in a very hot room at 8 p.m., we ran around with weapons in a courtroom talking about time and distance. Time and distance matters for self-defense, right?
Yes, sir.
The time and the distance matters for reasonableness, yes?
Yes, sir.
Matters for immediacy,
Yes, sir.
and it matters for necessary.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, next one, please. Do you know which of these rounds was fired first by Officer or Sergeant Flores that we see in States 70?
I don't know which one was first. Mr.
Okay. I'm going to give you a hint. It's the top one in the door frame, okay? Can you see that one?
Yes, sir.
It's labeled B1.
Yes, sir.
And so when you say from where he was firing, this officer or Sergeant Flores is firing through that door frame, you're saying he's shooting at and hitting, and I'll hold it up when she's almost in the hallway.
I don't know exactly where she got hit, but that's where it just appeared from the perspective she was at.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next one. Yeah, go on, next one. Okay, so the only measurement we have, there's been a lot of measurement talk. The only measurement talk we have is this right here, correct?
Correct, sir.
14 feet, 9 inches. The only measurement we have is that measurement on this not to scale CSI diagram for the depth of that room, correct?
Correct.
All right. May I use the wall, Judge?
Yes.
Detective, how many feet are in this measuring tape?
16, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right. Do you by chance, Detective, remember the Pythagorean theorem from school?
I remember hearing about it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember what it had to do with?
Off the top of my head, sir, no, but I do remember.
I'll give you a hint again. It says when you form a triangle, the longest side is always a little bit longer than the other sides. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So as we see on Judge, 28B, the flat side of that house, of that room, is 14 feet, 9 inches, correct?
Correct.
So if we were going to come diagonally across the room, Pythagorean theorem says it's a little bit longer.
Correct.
All right, my measuring tape is 16 feet, and I'm going to give you, Detective, all 16 feet. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Here's what you and I are going to do here, right now. We're going to do an analysis of this video. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair, sir.
Okay. Hold up. I put it in VLC, and I put it on super duper slow-mo. So we're going to look at exactly what Sergeant Flores saw before he fired, okay?
Yes, sir.
And remember, the first bullet that comes out of his gun is that top hole in the door frame, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. What's our timestamp that we see here on the video?
2:02:10.
2:02:10.
Yes,
All right. Can you play, please? And stop. Who's standing in front of Sergeant Flores right now?
Officer Villalobos.
Okay, we just saw Sergeant Flores' left hand.
Yes, sir.
What is his left hand doing? Do you know?
I think he's just letting him know he's behind him. It appears.
Is he moving? Is he pushing Officer Villalobos
appears
to
he
his
could be.
left?
It appears he could be. Yes, sir.
It appears he could be. It appears he's pushing Officer Villalobos to his left to gain a better line of sight, correct?
Correct.
And arguably put himself in the more vulnerable and exposed position directly through that glass door.
Yeah, yes, sir. It seems to me he's just trying to be at a visual.
Okay.
He wants a better visual. Yes, sir.
And we agree that the depth of that patio is 6 feet. We've talked a lot about it, right?
Yes, we have, sir.
And
Yes.
so, not sideways, the door to the wall, right, is 6 feet.
Correct, sir. Yes.
Okay. And if I'm 6'3", what's my wingspan, detective?
It's,
Come on.
it's just variable. I don't know. I don't.
Vitruvian Man, Leonardo da Vinci.
6
It's the
foot.
same as
Sir.
my height. That's right.
Yes, sir.
One
Okay.
at a time, please.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
The same as your height. That's,
Okay.
that's in general. Yes, sir.
So this is it.
Yes, sir.
This is as deep as that patio is.
Yes, sir.
The jury box is deeper than that patio.
Yes, sir. Looks like it. Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you have Officer Villalobos, could you stand up for me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Standing in front of Alfred Flores, directly in front of that window. And then you have Sergeant Flores directly behind him. And you'd agree with me, there ain't much more room on the patio than that, right?
I agree, sir.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Okay, Chris, play, please. Stop. All right. 2:02:11. What can we see at the mouth of that hallway?
We see Melissa, the hallway. She has the hammer in her right hand.
She has the hammer in her right hand.
Yes.
Detective, when you watch videos, you look at posture, correct?
Yeah, we try to look at everything, sir. Yes, sir.
You look at body language.
Yes, sir.
You can actually glean somebody's intent from things like that, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to agree with me that Melissa Perez's posture here looks very aggressive?
I can't see her face or anything, but she looks like she's ready. She has the hammer in her right hand.
If I'm looking at you and I'm standing like this,
Yes, sir.
do I look like I want to hurt you?
I can take it that way, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do, detective. We're going to watch that door frame for that first bullet. Okay? Because if what you said is true, we're going to see Sergeant Flores fire his weapon while Melissa Perez is still in or almost in that hall, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. 2:02:11, the scene is set. Is Sergeant Flores' weapon even raised?
It doesn't appear so, sir.
No. Is he at low ready on his right side?
I don't know. He might be. I don't think so.
Because his left hand just pushed Officer Villalobos to his left, correct?
Correct.
All right. Chris, play it, please. Stop. All right. Let's talk about running and walking, okay? Here I am, 16 feet. You know what? I'm taking my hammer with me. 16 feet. We see Melissa Perez do something very interesting here. So first and foremost, do we see a bullet going through that door frame?
No, sir.
No, we don't. And if I was to walk forward, detective, the first thing I'd lead with is my foot, correct?
Correct, sir.
My torso stays upright, correct?
Yes, sir.
But we see something different here, don't we?
She looks to be leaning a little forward, sir.
She looks to be leaning forward, and I lean forward if I'm gonna run, right?
I can give you that impression, sir. Yes.
Torso goes first and feet follow next. That's how a human being runs, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. The hammer is at Melissa Perez's side, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she's taking her first step, running step, from that hallway to where the end of that room is, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm not going to run, I'm just going to walk. Is that fair?
That's fair, sir.
All right, Chris, play it one. Stop. How many steps do we have now, detective?
Looks like she's taking one step.
Well, that's
Maybe
two steps, right?
Yes, sir.
Because her right foot is on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and she kind of looks like in a running position still, correct?
Correct, sir.
She, Melissa Perez, is compressing the distance at a rapid rate. Would you agree?
I agree, sir.
She, Melissa Perez, is compressing the time at a rapid rate. Would you agree?
Yeah, she's moving pretty good there, sir.
And at the moment she's doing that, 2:02:12, this is Alfred Flores' face, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, has she raised the hammer yet?
From this angle, I can't tell, sir.
Okay. Do we see that her left hand is kind of touching the arm of that couch there?
Yes, sir.
Can we agree she is no longer in the hallway of that apartment?
We can agree, yes, sir.
Can we agree she has run away from the hallway of that apartment?
She's running away from me, yes, sir.
Have we seen a bullet hit that door frame on that door?
No, sir.
Okay. Chris, play it, please. Stop. Okay.
Now we see her left foot is the forward foot again, so she has run a third step, correct?
Correct, sir.
Do we see a bullet hit the door frame of that door?
No, sir.
No, we literally can't, right? Because his gun is now in a low ready position with two hands in front of him, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. Officer Villalobos has triggered what there that we see on the left side of the
He's got
screen?
his taser out, sir.
He's got his taser out. What has he activated?
He just activated the light on his taser.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The flashlight?
He's activated it. Yes, sir.
So if we see in a second, that's going to kind of create a glare on the window. It might make it hard to see, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. But we know that Melissa Perez's left foot is the lead foot in her running gait right now. Yes?
It appears so, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Where's my 13?
Okay, play one, Chris. Stop. Okay. Now her right foot has cycled at 2:02:13, correct?
Correct, sir.
She's nowhere near that hallway, is she, detective?
You're correct, sir.
At 2:02:13, Alfred's gun has finally come up into a ready position, correct?
Correct, sir.
That isosceles position, correct?
Correct.
All right. Nathaniel Villalobos has just removed his left hand from the doorknob, correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Can we see the hammer in this image?
Sir.
Okay. Play it one, Chris. All right. Stop. Interesting. So let's say this. What's the timer at now, detective?
2:02:13, sir.
So now we see at 2:02:13, Alfred's weapon has come up, but he's making a very distinctive face, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
That's a face consistent with a human being who believes they are about to get hit in the face with something.
Yes, sir. He looks scared, sir. Yes, sir.
Broken glass, a hammer, blood force trauma. This is the face a human being makes when they're scared and they genuinely believe they are about to be hit in the face. Yes?
Yes, sir. It could be. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, what step am I on, Chris? 5?
I think so.
All right, 5. I'm going to be getting up in your office here in a second, so sorry, but I'm not going to hurt y'all. 5 steps. Really interesting what Melissa Perez just did with the hammer here. Did you notice that? Could you scooch back a little bit, Chris? Play it again. Stop. Interesting, right? She's right-handed. She's not in the Olympic javelin position this time, is she?
Correct, sir.
No. She's come across her body and oriented the hammer horizontally, hasn't she?
Yes, sir.
Really interesting adjustment from any prior hammer behavior we have seen from Melissa Perez, isn't it?
Yeah, she hasn't done that yet, sir. Yes, sir.
And so if, say, I had just run at a window and I had attempted to throw or strike with the hammer and I had hit an aluminum crossbeam that Mr. Cifuentes pointed out, if I adjust my throw or strike horizontally, I now clear straight under that crossbeam and nothing impedes my hammer, correct?
If she went lower, yes, sir, she would not have that impediment there. Yes, sir.
Okay? Or, let's talk about that partial wall and the door there. If she's right-handed and she's facing that wall, she can come around the wall as a right-handed person by being in a crossbody position, correct?
She could, yes, sir.
She can go under the top frame of the door by coming across in that crossbody strike, correct?
Correct, sir.
That would allow that hammer to go straight through the glass on that door, correct?
If it misses one of the wood beams, it could possibly happen, yes, sir.
That would allow her, if she wanted to operate that door from the inside, because we know from Mr. LaHood that she had sole control of the door at that point, she could come right out the door with that strike. And that would be where Officer Villalobos is, correct?
Yeah, he's right there, yes, sir.
And that's where Sergeant Flores is, correct?
They're right there, yes, sir.
All right. I'm looking on the door frame. Has he fired yet?
Doesn't appear so, sir.
5 steps. Still hasn't fired. All right. Play it, Chris. Boom. Right there. Did everybody see the puff of smoke? Let's back it up. Chris, back it up for me, please. So 1, 2, 3 horizontal, window rungs up. Look on the left side of the door frame. Play it, Chris. Right there. All right. So we see her right foot back. That means her left foot is forward. There is no more room left. Is that true, detective?
She's right there by the door, yes, sir.
The hallway is at the other end of my measuring tape, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And she has cleared the entire length of the room, hasn't she?
It appears that's true, yes, sir.
And that's when Officer Flores fires his first bullet, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So he does not fire in the hallway, correct?
Correct, sir.
Or on the first step, correct?
Correct.
Or on the second step,
Correct.
or on the third step,
Correct.
or on the fourth step, or on the fifth step.
Correct.
Not until the sixth step, when there is no more room left. Yeah, I'm going to be in your office. And the hammer is right here. That is when he fires. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And that's what we want our San Antonio officers to do, isn't it, detective? To wait until the decision is necessary, right?
That's what we want to.
Well, let me keep going. So this, and I know you don't know this, but I'm going to represent it to you. This is States 153A3 out of this world of manila envelopes here, okay? This is the bullet that was taken out of Melissa Perez's lower back, which forensic linked to Sergeant Alfred Flores. And we know now, because we've done this analysis, right here, correct?
Correct, sir.
Correct?
He was next to him, sir, yes, sir.
And Sergeant Flores was right there, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. So detective, you know what, let's play it a little bit more. I know we keep asking Judge, but can I get up, please?
Yes.
All right, so we two, just so the jurors have the analysis, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's about 3 or 4 inches below that first round striking the door?
Correct.
Okay. But the interesting thing we see about Melissa Perez's body here is her arm has come down now, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if she's presented a threat and there's no more room, and Officer Flores waited till the last possible second, and that first round struck Melissa Perez, it would be consistent with what we see now in the second round. Her arms come down, right? Some sensation has made her bring the threat, the weapon down. Would you agree to that?
Yes, sir.
One more, Chris? And the all right. And at that point, Officer or Sergeant Flores stops firing. Correct?
Correct, sir.
He fires 3 rounds, 2 in the door, 1 in the window, when there was no time left. Correct?
Correct, sir.
Time and distance matter, right, detective?
Yes, sir.
All right. What also matters is the totality of circumstances, correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. And the jurors have heard these questions, but we're going to go through them because an officer is entitled to consider the totality of the circumstances and if their decision to fire was reasonable or not. Right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm going to ask you these questions, Detective, not on behalf of Officer Flores. I'm going to ask if you would consider them. Is that fair?
That's fair, sir.
All right. In the totality of the circumstances, would you consider if the suspect intentionally cut the wires to a fire alarm control panel to an apartment building?
At that moment, I don't I don't know if I would.
Would you consider it? Would it be something that you would
Something
consider?
I think about, like, what was why we were there.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the time of night where residents were asleep and defenseless.
Yes, sir. Yeah, residential area, you're gonna take that in consideration.
In the totality of the circumstances, set structure fire.
Yes, you would consider that, yes, sir.
The after admitting to the offense.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect showing signs of being impaired as a result of an intoxicating substance.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider if the suspect showed signs of being aggressive.
Of course.
If the suspect showed signs of being violent.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect using their environment to conceal their position during the incident.
Yes, sir. All things you would consider, yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect using their environment to conceal their hands during the incident.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider an emergency tone or an E-tone for an officer in trouble.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect arming themselves with a hammer during the incident.
Of course, yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider that a hammer can be used or adapted to be a deadly weapon, causing serious bodily injury or death.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider that the suspect was using that hammer as an improvised weapon.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect slashing at an officer at close range with that hammer.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect demonstrating success in throwing a heavy, weighted object at an officer on that porch.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect actively resisting arrest with a deadly weapon.
Yes, sir. All items to consider, yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect's potential for serious bodily injury or death by hitting an officer on scene with that hammer.
Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the suspect's potential for serious bodily injury or death by striking the bedridden individual in the apartment.
You would consider it, but she never demonstrated that she was.
Consider that in the
Consider
totality of the
that.
totality of the circumstances, you would consider the safety of a bedridden individual in that apartment if left alone with an armed, aggressive, possibly intoxicated subject.
Yes, sir. You would consider it, but I would also look at everything that all her actions toward him that day, things like that, with her, the individual.
Okay. In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider the number of attempts officers had taken to verbally de-escalate the situation.
Yes, things you can consider. Yes. Is she reacting to any conversation? Is she trying to? Is she going to comply? Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would also consider that at no point during the encounter was the suspect compliant.
Yes, she was not coming out. Yes, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider if at no point during the entire encounter the suspect gave any indication she would come into compliance.
She gave no indication, sir.
In the totality of the circumstances, you would consider during an attempt to arrest the suspect if they rushed you with that hammer.
Things you can consider, sir.
In the
Can I
totality
say,
of the circumstances.
can I say one thing? Or
Sure.
Wouldn't that be something you would consider before the plan, like we talked about that day? Like, why not reassess? That to me, that's something that's being forgot here. I don't.
I know that's
Yes,
your
sir.
opinion in
Yes,
front of
sir.
this jury here today, and I hear it.
Yes, sir.
Okay? My question is, would you consider if the suspect, who had committed multiple felonies, rushed with a hammer?
Yes, you consider.
The answer is
something you
yes,
would consider,
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the totality of the circumstances, would you consider that during an attempt to arrest that suspect, they raised the hammer overhead, like I've been showing you, in a striking position?
Yes, sir.
Would you consider the fact that she changed her technique to get around certain obstructions in that apartment. Hammer position is also a throwing position.
It could be, yes, sir.
And in the totality of the circumstances, you would consider that.
Yes, sir.
You would also consider in the totality of the circumstances that you were pinned by a high railing to your back, correct?
Yes, sir.
You would also consider in the totality of the circumstances that that is a very small patio where this lady is running at you with that hammer.
It's a small patio. Officers are firing. Kind of trapped in there, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you would agree that a police officer is under the Texas Chapter 9 Penal Code, correct?
Of course, sir.
As another officer is entitled to protect a third party or another officer if the threat of deadly force or the apparent danger presents itself, correct?
Of course, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Can you go to the last slide? Yeah. Okay. Now, detective, I'm showing you States 88. All right. What do we see in States 88?
It's inside the apartment. You got the TV to the right. You got multiple bullet holes through the TV, 3 through the wall, and some blood on the wall.
Okay, so let's talk about that center wall. I want to talk about what we see in that center wall, okay?
Yes, sir.
How many bullet defects do we see in that center wall?
I see 3 of them, sir.
Okay. Judge, may I get up again?
Yes.
Thank you. And those 3 bullet defects we see in the center of that wall, those rounds belong to which officer?
Officer Villalobos, sir.
Officer Villalobos.
Yes, sir.
Now, before life-saving measures were started on Melissa Perez, do you recall what position she was in on this wall?
She was, I think she was leaning against the wall with her right shoulder, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I know she was leaning on the wall, I think, a little bit.
She was physically propped up against that wall.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be back in your office. So she's physically propped up against this wall, correct?
Correct, sir.
So just to go back to our analysis a little bit, we're on steps 4 and 5. If I'm just walking and I'm shot and my legs buckle, what does gravity do with my body?
You're going to move forward, sir.
If I'm just walking?
Oh, if you're walking, you'll fall right where you're at. Yes, sir.
Right down.
Yes, sir.
But if I have so much forward momentum and speed and my legs buckle, where does my body go?
Of course, you're going to move forward, sir.
I'm still going to fly into that wall. Is that right?
Correct, sir.
Okay. And so the faster I'm going and the closer I am to the wall, the more vertical my body's going to be propped up against that wall. Is that true?
You can assume that, sir. Yes, sir.
And so if we look at the blood stains on this wall, we see they're all the way up to the windowsill. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
From Melissa Perez's torso, that's how close and how fast she was going because she was propped up that high against that wall.
Yes, sir.
You agree there was no more time for Sergeant Flores to wait on that decision.
It's a split-second decision, but I see a barrier. I'm sorry, sir.
I know.
It's tough.
I know
I'm not
you gotta
trying to be.
stick
I'm not
to
trying to be. I'm not trying to be smart about it. It's just, it's tough. It is. But I see a barrier there. There's a wall there still.
Up a little bit though, and let's look at those 3 bullet defects from Officer Villalobos.
Yes, sir. I see.
If we know Melissa Perez's body was directly under that, can we agree that the point at which Officer Villalobos fired into that wall, it was perfectly lined up to where the suspect was running, wasn't it?
Yes, I think he said in his statement he fired where he thought she was at.
Well, that's pretty darn good, isn't it? It's directly where she was at.
That's what he said. Yes, sir.
And when Officer Villalobos first goes through that door, he has to get that hammer out of the suspect's hands, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
It's still in her hand. She's still armed when they come through that door.
It's in her hands, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Property stand up. You stay right there. Sorry. It's been 28 months since Alfred was charged with murder, correct, Detective?
Correct, sir.
You walked that warrant on June 23rd of 2023.
I did, sir.
The mugshot, Alfred Eleazar of Nathaniel, it went out on the news that night for murder, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that arrest decision of Alfred, that was based on your previous analysis that she was in the hallway when Alfred fired, correct?
It could be based. I was incorrect on her position, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm going to put it up. Can we go back to the memo, please? No, stay seated, Alfred, please. I'm sorry. Your opinion that you formed to arrest this man, your opinion of that she was like almost in that hallway when Alfred shot, didn't it?
Yes, sir. That's what I said. Yes, sir.
Your opinion of the immediate factor of that self-defense included your analysis that she was in the hallway when Alfred fired.
That she
didn't
was.
it?
That she was almost in the hallway. Yes, sir. Like I said. Yes, sir.
Your opinion of the necessity of deadly force included your analysis, correct?
Like I said, sir. I thought she was almost in the hallway. Or almost to the hallway.
And over 800 days have passed since you made that initial analysis and decision. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
800 days to look at that video, get a measuring tape out, and do the analysis that we just did live for everybody to watch. You had every single opportunity to do that, correct?
Correct, sir.
800 days to correct your mistaken opinion about where she was when Alfred used force.
I could have corrected the mistaken opinion of where she was. Yes, sir.
And today, for the first time ever, you have seen that your belief was mistaken.
On her positioning, yes, sir.
And no other person in homicide or brass came to you and said, "We've made a terrible mistake. She ran 6 steps before Alfred fired," correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. So you agree that you're
Just like I said, yes, sir.
and you agree that the opinion you formed of his reasonableness with that incorrect information, that's wrong.
You gotta take other factors too, sir. The door and everything. Also, it wasn't just her positioning, but on her positioning, I can admit I'm wrong, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. You formed your opinion on immediacies based on that incorrect information. Is it that true?
I was wrong, sir. Yes, sir.
And you formed your opinion on what's necessary under our 4 prongs of self-defense. You formed your opinion based on that incorrect information.
Yes,
didn't
sir.
you?
I was wrong about her positioning, sir. Yes, sir.
And as you said time and time again to this jury, time and distance matters.
Of course, sir.
And you've told this jury Alfred had to make a split-second decision. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he waited till the absolute last millisecond until he made it.
He waited a while. Yes, sir.
You'd agree that Alfred, like these gentlemen, have a right to go home, don't you?
Every officer has a right to go home at the end of the night. Yes, sir.
What's the next in line, Chris? What's the next exhibit number? Judge, we offer defense demonstrative 124 into evidence at this time, pending any objection.
No objections to defense 124, Your Honor.
All right, it's admitted.
Published to the jury.
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Right, members of the jury, it's 1:07. Let's go ahead and take a lunch break. I'll give you an hour and